I've always had this thing for like athletic fit girls. But for whatever reason, I always get with normal girls who are not athletes. But one time, I actually hooked up with this one athletic fit girl. But I couldn't get it up. Yet, not too long afterwards, I hooked up with another girl, just a normal girl, and I was fine. And so this is the strange reactions we get in our body, which are just completely unexplainable. How is it that I can't get aroused around the girls that I'm really into, but I get aroused around girls like that I'm just okay about? And so you see this on the forums a lot. They'll say something like, I was with this really pretty girl, or I was on a one-night stand and I couldn't get it up, but I could get it up with my ex-girlfriend. And so if you think about this logically, that doesn't make any sense, because the first time you're with somebody, that is the most exciting time to be with them. And if you can't get aroused then, or with the girls who are like, really fit, or just you're super into them, like that just doesn't make any sense logically. Again, people go and say, performance anxiety and all that stuff, but it's hidden under a different prism. And the performance anxiety is not actually the truth, because think about when you didn't have ED problems. Do you think that when you were in your heyday, that you saw your dream girl, Sydney Sweeney, Jessica Alba, whatever, and you were just like unrelenting, full force, can't concentrate, can't get anything done because I'm always diddling with my diddle? Like, you think you're gonna have a problem getting it up for these girls in their prime? No, that doesn't happen. That's not performance anxiety. And so what happens is that we get a problem, and then it looks like performance anxiety. So what I want to talk about today is where this tension actually lives in your body. So I'm with Primal Hair, and I've been struggling with ED for over a decade, and I was able to solve my problem through natural means without pills or supplements, and I'm here to share my process and how I did this. So most guys will look in one place when they're thinking about ED. So they would relax by doing like deep breathing. A lot of people talk about the pelvic floor muscles, all this stuff. The problem is, and actually, by the way, I'm going to say the pelvic floor muscle is one of the major issues. The reason why that is not easily solvable is that the tension isn't isolated. It's a web. So it's this whole interconnected. So the pelvic floor muscle, from what I can understand, I'm not a doctor, okay? But from what I can understand, it's some sort of harness, like a muscle harness. And it's tied in a web all across your body. And so the difficult part is trying to release it when this web is holding it in place and constantly overused. Because I've talked about this in previous videos, but basically the big problem is that when your muscles are overused and they're stuck in the on position, because there's only two states, on and off. When it's stuck in the on position, what happens is that your muscles can't rest and they become strained. And so when you have a whole web of tiny muscles pulling on it to make sure it stays on, then this muscle can't relax. That's why we can't access our pelvic floor muscle. We can't relax it because it's tied into this huge web holding it together, keeping it strained. And so it becomes this muscular pattern. That's the issue. It's not hormonal, it's not psychological, it's that we have trained our body into this chronic tension. So understanding that these muscles don't operate in isolation and that they all pull each other, then the thing is we need to learn how to release our muscles. And so that what we have to do that is we have to chase a feeling. And this is the really hard part, because I'm going to have a really hard time explaining this to you because it's so nebulous. Even me, like I don't even fully comprehend the feeling. It's not explainable in a way, except I can just try to tell you as best as I can what is going on and what you're trying to do. You're trying to process this feeling of relaxing muscles that is not easily explained. And so I'm going to tell you the easy ways that we can access these muscles. So today we're going to talk about stretching. If you do something like the back forward float fold or something, I do this all the time. What you do any stretch, but I like this one specifically because I have a tight lower back. But if you do this stretch, what happens? When you're stretching, your muscles, they feel tight, right? And it hurts. Stretching hurts. And what happens is that you are engaging in your muscles. And when you're stretching, you are triggering all these muscles to fire. If you look at when young people, when they stretch, they're a lot more limber. They don't have all this tightness. We have tightness because this is the strained muscles I've been talking about. The muscles that have fibers that have been left in the on position, the muscle knots. And so now when we do stretches, we activate these strained muscles and they turn on. So what we have to do is relax into them. So normally when we stretch, we tend to pull. Like everything we do is about pulling. And this is contracting your muscles. This is turning your muscles on. But you have to learn how to turn the muscles off. And so when you do something like stretching, I don't try to pull and stretch as far as possible. I try to relax every muscle in my body. Again, we're going back to the two important skills we'll need to use in order to fix your ED. Is one of them is learning how to do a body scan. So when I'm doing a stretch, what I'm doing is I'm basically body scanning my whole body. I'm going through every body part and trying to relax it. I'm trying to stretch further by relaxing my muscles. And this is what you're doing, is you're deactivating these muscles. And it's very painful because every time you relax, it becomes more painful, causing you to want to tense more to protect your muscles by turning them on. But the whole point is we have to go the other direction. Remember, stress more or less is strongly correlated with ED. And so when you relax, you tend to have a better performance. And so what I did in this process was I went the other way in an extreme way, extreme relaxation. And so what I would do was use moments and scenarios that would trigger tension so that I can find what muscles to relax. Stretching is just one example, an easy example for you to visualize, in which what I would do was I would stretch and then feel all the muscles that tighten up and try to relax into it. This becomes very painful, but this is precisely the action you need to do to start yourself on this journey. So you can try it. Go ahead and do some stretch. It doesn't even matter. There's so many stretching videos on YouTube. Go and find them. You do a stretch, do a yoga video, whatever, and every time you're doing these stretches, try to relax into it. When a muscle gets tight, relax it. It becomes painful. Relax into that pain. And this is how you start the journey of deactivating muscles. So on the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you a release process by leveraging porn. And this is why I say the 2 skills that you need in order to embark on this journey is learning how to relax your muscles, meditation, body scan, whatever. And the second one is being able to control your sexual drive. Because when you do, you'll be able to leverage porn to start deactivating your muscles. If you feel ED is something that's bothering you, you can sign up on the email list in primalhair.com. There I have a quick 5-question quiz that doctors give to kind of determine where you're at on your ED level. They kind of showcase to you whether or not this is an issue that we are helping to solve for you, because this is a problem I had and was able to recover from it.